Hello, folks. It's been a while since I made a video, and trying to talk kind of quietly because it's nighttime. My landlords are asleep. I rent a room from some people in their house, so poverty life. But anyway, I hadn't made a video for a minute because my phone was full of stuff. My phone hardly has any space on it, and it was too filled with photos and apps and crops, so it wouldn't record anything. And so anyway, I deleted it. I transferred a bunch of the photos and then deleted some of the apps. So this is like a test to see how long it'll record before it cuts off. But let's see, what have I done since I'm not sure when I last made a video. I've been back on Facebook, so that's another reason that Facebook has been kind of an outlet for my expression or whatever. I've been posting on there, so I didn't need YouTube as much, but I still would have done YouTube videos if I could have. But yeah, so that's been interesting. It's weird they haven't kicked me off there yet, but such is the such. So I don't know if I made a video after I went to LA. To promote my book. So I posted 200 posters showing my ancient Egyptian map of America compared with a modern map, and with a QR code for a free download of the book. So hopefully people availed themselves of that. I posted it in downtown Hollywood, Compton, Santa Monica, and Venice. Venice Beach area mostly. And so that was interesting, but then I got sick there, and then I flew home. Then I did a class about the pharaohs, the fact that the pharaohs are black. I honestly have no idea when I did my last video. I guess I should have checked first, but whatever. But anyway, that class went pretty well. Sparse attendance, but good people, and the equipment didn't work at the library, so I just had to show them all my photos straight off my laptop. But it was good to do, and a good excuse to cover the town with posters showing black pharaohs and saying that the pharaohs were black. Some of those posters are still up now, 4 months later or whenever. Or I guess I did that in February, so it was sort of a Black History Month thing. So yeah, some of those posters are still up, although one of them in Santa Cruz got vandalized, and they wrote the N-word on it, F-N. So there definitely are hating ass haters, even in coastal Northern California. Yeah, so I've been, let's see, the other day I went up to UCSC, UC Santa Cruz, University of California, Santa Cruz, and they're having an encampment in support of Palestine. So I went up there, tried to give them my support. So it was pretty interesting. There was like a Palestinian professor that was teaching there about Edward Said, the Palestinian writer. And so I talked to her. She was really cool. She like agreed with me that ancient Egypt was black. And I gave her a copy of my book. And there was like a Mexican ceremony, like kind of a native Mexican ceremony, with an ofrenda and stuff that they were doing to like bless the encampment. And so I hung out with them, and I recited a couple surahs or whatever, like from the Quran, as part of that ceremony. And so yeah, it was interesting. I don't know. It was a mixed experience, definitely, at the encampment. Like different universities been doing this for a while now. Like I guess Humboldt up in far Northern California started it, and then Columbia and New York made it really famous, and then it spread to like dozens of universities. So finally UCSC got in on it. There's kind of a variation among some of the people there, between some people are a bit overly paranoid and and then others are trying to modulate that. So I did have to get like interrogated once or twice when I was up there. And like, I mean, so many people on the left or anywhere just love to like be cops. If you give people any excuse to be a cop, they will. So definitely a lot of these so-called anarchists with like, they're all edgelords, they love that shit the most. So, or I don't know, maybe they were tankies or something, I'm not sure, but some angsty little fucks. But I also talked to some really cool people there. So whatever, hopefully the good prevails. And I've been, I'm still involved with Brave and Free Santa Cruz, a civil liberties organization that we started a couple years ago. So I think I do tabling for them every Wednesday at the farmers market in Santa Cruz. And but I'm gonna try to expand some of our activities. Like this summer, like I want to do a march or a rally against 5G and chemtrails and other like geoengineering and just like assaults on public health, sometime this month, probably at the end of the month. And then next month I want to do like a beach party, because we're in Santa Cruz, we should be doing beach parties. Why not? And have like a table and a banner, stuff like that. Probably next month. And then we've been having meetings, like all member meetings every 2 weeks, various locations. We got kicked out of our original place we were meeting, so they didn't like our politics, so we're not like government worshipping enough for them, basically. But we found, we've been meeting in the Grange Hall in Aptos, and we're going to try to find another location also for West Sides to diversify a bit. And yeah, so that's good. We're going to celebrate our second anniversary on the 4th of July. We always join the marches, the local 4th of July marches. And that'll be good. I usually just do the Scotts Valley March because that's afternoon, whereas the other main one is too early, I think, the Aptos one. And what else new? I don't know. I've just been doing my open mics, singing a cappella in 11th Hour Cafe and Mellow Mellow Kava Bar. So I'll probably do that on, that's like Mondays and Wednesdays. So that's pretty fun. I do like a few original songs that I wrote, but mostly covers. But it goes over fairly well. So, yeah, met some friends through there. Have a slight semblance of a social life, even though I'm usually just the one like dancing alone in the weirding everybody out. But, that's my version of a social life. What else is new? I'm reading a book by Lynn Kelly, an Australian writer. It's called The Memory Code. I'm trying to remember it. She's amazing. She's followed, in some ways you could say she's followed in the footsteps of Bruce Chatwin in terms of studying the Aboriginal Australian songline tradition, where the ancient rituals and songs and stories of the Aboriginals were contained like complex science and knowledge, particularly about geography. So, would like a song line could be a path. They're like paths across Australia going every direction, which are these song lines, and people walk as they sing, and like each beat is like a footstep or something, and then you look to the right and it'll describe things on the right, and you look to the left, and so it's a very complicated system. But as Bruce Chatwin, writing in like the 70s or thereabouts, he said that these are probably basically the universal original religion or mythology, that like there's no observable difference really between this system in Australia and the mythological stories of the Greeks or the Romans or the Egyptians or anybody else, so that he saw every reason to believe that this was basically the universal system. And Lynn Kelly, is Australian. She actually basically proved that, she applied this formula to different cultures around the world, Native Americans. I had previously read Daughters of Copper Woman, which was referenced by Chatwin, which shows how the Native Americans also used songs to navigate even as far as China and Japan before the Europeans had arrived. So she, Lynn Kelly is like expanding it to basically include all the ancient like civilization, and including megalithic sites like Stonehenge, and so as being memory palaces, as being related to the memorization of knowledge. And I think that is true. I'm in the early pages of the book somewhat, but it's amazing, and it's just amazing what this knowledge does, for those who are interested in the truth. Like, if you're interested in the truth, then this opens up like endless doors. It's like a key to understand every ancient traditional religion. So yeah, I'm very stoked to have this book and be reading it, and that it exists. And I had originally just read an article by Lynn Kelly online, and then I actually reached out to her on Facebook, and so I've talked to her there a little bit. So she's actually reading my book, or she said she was checking out my book. I sent her like a link to download it or whatnot, and I sent her some of my comparisons, my maps and whatnot, and explained to her that this is like the same system. The ancient Egyptians had the same system of song lines and anthropomorphic geography. So it's pretty exciting. She's like pretty respected. She's written a bunch of books. She's gotten the praise of a lot of people. So but anyway, it's good to have at least one person of prominence and relatively mainstream prominence be open and appreciative of my work. But yeah, I very greatly appreciate her work. So that's good. Oh, so that's cool. So I have at least, see, before it used to record for like 20 minutes and then it would shut off. I mean, I guess I should probably stop soon just so I don't make too long of a video, but then again, I think I should just let it go. I'm sorry if you get bored, just like stop or pause it or something. But I think I'm just gonna run it just to see how long I can run it for. So anyway, what else is new? I've been on Facebook, like in the ancient Egyptian, like Black Pharaoh groups, or I'm not sure how to say it, but groups that are focused on the fact that the ancient Egyptians were black. So that's been good. It was especially good before I got shadow banned on Facebook, because now I'm shadow banned. So like anything I post, like nobody sees it, just like the good old days. But for a little while, I could actually get a bunch of likes, and I could actually get exposure for my work and my ideas in these groups and elsewhere. But at least it's good to be in those groups, because a lot of the people in there are really smart on a lot of just in general, and just good people, solid people that are willing to take on like the whole fucking internet on behalf of the truth. So that's me too. What else is new? So yeah, I went to LA. Was interesting. And then after I got back, I went to San Jose and posted like 100 posters or something, or I don't know, 70, 80 posters, or I forget how much. Both of the same ones with my map and the QR code for my book's free download, and posters showing the black pharaohs and saying the pharaohs were black. Our writing system is based upon theirs. So I posted those all over, downtown San Jose, and San Jose State University. And then more recently, I went to San Francisco and I posted like 80 posters or something around San Francisco, like on Market Street and 4th Street and Mission Street and 22nd Street and Haight Street and Golden Gate Park, like around Hippie Hill, because I went there on 420. You know, I smoked on Hippie Hill, 420 at 420, and then, you know, I posted like everywhere I could post on the way out of the park to Haight Street, and then every single pole on Haight Street, like for like several blocks. So I just covered that whole area with my poster. Like my posters were like the main posters on every street that I went on in San Francisco. Which is pretty much true in LA too, and San Jose, because, you know, like a lot of people don't post posters as much as they probably used to. So it's easy to like dominate the market, as it were. But definitely dominated Market Street. Mine were like the only posters on Market. Maybe somebody had like recently took them all down or something. So then stayed there with my uncle, and then went to Berkeley and posted had like 30 posters left or something posted on Telegraph and UC Berkeley on the Telegraph side. And I tried giving away copies of my book like I did in LA. But just like in LA and everywhere, it takes like a long time to get rid of to get somebody to take a free book. It takes like an hour. So that was true at UC Berkeley too. It took me like an hour to get somebody to take a free book. But that was good that he did. And